there's a 5-star player that Oklahoma's got committed that's a bit on flip watch. What is up? We'll discuss coming up next on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
So with everything that Oklahoma's been going through this season, it's not surprising to see some decommitments. We've seen that with Floyd Boucard and Kamari Moore. It's not surprising to see that some of their more high-profile names are being connected to other places. One of those names, Michael Fusi, the 5-star offensive tackle out of Texas, continually being connected to Texas A&M and Texas. If you remember, Oklahoma won that recruiting battle over the Texas Longhorns when he did commit to the Sooners. Sam Spiegelman of Rivals has Fusi on flip watch. Jay, what do you think about that?
I think it's kind of funny that that's the of all players to be thrown out there on flip watch, it's going to be Michael Fusi. And I can say in confidence that I don't see that happening at all. He loves Bill Beatonbow and what Bill Beatonbow can do for him long term. And so, and even honestly, the opportunity to be able to play early is there because the entire offensive line is so young. There's nothing about it that tells me he's going to flip. I've seen a few articles from some of the Sooner guys over there at Rivals. You saw from Brandon Drum and Parker Thune. I saw something from Colin Kennedy over there at Sooners Illustrated and 247. Ain't none of them concerned. Josh McCuistion even chimed in over at Sooners Scoop. They've all chimed in and said, you can believe what Sam Spiegelman is throwing out there, but it's mainly because you saw Texas A&M, you saw Sarkisian, you saw some Texas A&M representatives all at the game that they had, Louisville versus Denton Guyer. So it makes sense for everybody to have the speculation that, everybody's going to try to chip away and get him to flip. But I'm pretty confident that come on, the first week of December, that Fusi's going to sign on the line, which is dotted at Oklahoma, and enroll early. I could totally see him showing up in the spring, getting all the workouts in, getting to know the playbook, and trying to play as early as possible. So, I'm not concerned here. But I totally get why they're doing it. It makes sense. It makes sense to try to point out, hey, everybody wants Oklahoma's player because they're down now, while at the same time, isn't the reason why they told us that Fusi was picking Oklahoma and wanted to be a Sooners because he had the chance of playing early?
I mean, that among other reasons, obviously Bill Beatonbow was a big part of that. Now, he could get developed at a number of places, but the opportunity is there. With the fact that Michael Tarkin is going to be gone after this year, with no real definitive answer at tackle beyond that, because listen, Jacob Sexton, Jake Taylor could very well return next year, but with as much as they've been dinged up over the course of their Oklahoma careers, not just this season, but over the course of their careers, you can't necessarily go into next season saying they are definitively our starters at right and left tackle. They might compete for it and go win a job, but it's kind of open season along the offensive line going into next year. Every job is going to be up for grabs. I don't think it doesn't matter if you're an incumbent starter, if you're a guy that had been a starter at one point, or even if you're a transfer portal addition. Everybody's going to have to compete for something, because with what Oklahoma has gone through this year, you can't just hand a job out. Now, there might be guys like Fabechi Wiwu that return. Heath Ozida will be back. Troy Everett will be back. But you got to make everybody compete and go earn a job again, because the way that the offensive line has been this year, it's not been good enough. And so if Michael Fusi or Ryan Foje or Owen Hollenbeck or Darius Afalava come in and they go steal a job, shoot, why not?
Yeah, no, it's always a possibility. But, I mean, I was more so being facetious with that one, because that's what all the fans were saying about Oklahoma. The only reason why he's going there is because he's going to start early. He's going to get a guaranteed starting spot. More so being facetious with it. But you're 100% right, though. At the same time, there is an opportunity, because
guaranteed.
If there's one thing that Bill Beatonbow will do, is if you go out there and you pick up all the spots and you show that you have the capabilities, he has no problem with giving you the opportunity to start. We've seen that happen before. Hell, Caden Green, within the first 4 games of the season, he ended up being a starter at guard because that was where he was showing that he's able to pick up everything faster. So not saying that it's not a possibility. The biggest thing is there's no guarantees here. And we all know that. That's not how Bill Beatonbow has ever rolled. Any player that's ever played for him, they tell you, nah, he ain't guaranteeing you nothing. He picks the guys that works, that shows the best performance in practice. If you're showing it in practice, you're most likely going to show it in game. So there's going to be work there. But at the same time, I think it's hilarious that people really believe that, first you tell me that he's coming here because he's going to start early, but now you're telling me he doesn't want to come here because he can start early? Which one is it? Like, just be real with your boy. Let me know, what does it mean? What does it mean for the Oklahoma Sooners when it comes to Michael Fusi? Does he want to go here or not? But I'm going to tell you this. In my personal opinion, I think Michael Fusi is a Sooner until he is not. And I think that he signs on the line, which is dotted. And we'll see him in January coming in, pushing people around. I am really excited about him. He's our David Stone pickup for this class. So you add him with other top 10 offensive linemen, Ryan Fogier, in which Fogier already said, I'm a Sooner for life. Michael Fusi said the same thing. I'm a Sooner for life. And so if you put those two together, it's going to be a fun offensive line with those two out there.
Well, and let's not forget Sean Hutton, one of his good buddies is coming here too. There's connections. Jaden Hardy is there's connections to Oklahoma beyond just Bill Beatonbow, beyond just the opportunity to develop and become a successful offensive tackle. There's a lot that's leading him this direction. Another little recruiting nugget, I think it's really intriguing. Cash Jacobson, the Jenks defensive line prospect, was in Norman on Saturday, and then now a flurry of predictions are favoring the Sooners for him. He is a strong side defensive end, a guy that could play a little bit of 3 technique in certain situations. Reminds me of a body type like a Nigel Smith and Ethan Downs. The dude can play. He's flying under the radar right now. He's starting to get some more significant offers at the Power 4 level. Had been committed back in the summer, but then decommitted and is now starting to see like San Diego State, Oklahoma State. You're starting to see some guys moving on Cash Jacobson to try and get him to come there, but looks like Oklahoma is going to be the leader.
Yeah, it's funny because as soon as Cash Jacobson announced that he was coming to visit Oklahoma, USC gave him an offer like right there on the spot. I always tell people, man, when certain schools get in on a player, that's when other teams realize, oh, no, I need to go after this player too. Right. Georgia's one of those. Bama, us with certain positions, actually majority of the positions. If you see an offer from Oklahoma and there are a lot of schools that are like, nope, go after them. They have evaluators that have done a fantastic job of not only finding diamonds in the rough, but they also find dudes and send them to the league. So if you see some SEC schools start going after them or some random schools join in, when you see 1 or 2 big-name school, they're probably going to be something. So I'm actually excited about Cash Jacobson being a Jinx kid, 6'5", about 265. So he's a rather large human being, and all they got to do is continue to put the weight on him. And I bet you by the time he gets here, he can come in and he can be at about 290 and ready to play. It's going to be a terrifying dude.
Yeah. So since October 18th or October 16th, or let's just say since September 22nd. That's when the first big time offer came in. Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. He decommits from South Dakota State, which, hey, that's an FCS program, but it's a really good FCS program. Yeah. San Diego State comes in with an offer, USC, Boise State, Tulsa, and then Oklahoma comes in with the offer on November 2nd. Again, if Oklahoma's offering you along the defensive line, you're a significant player and somebody to pay attention to. And we're seeing that play out right now with Oklahoma's defensive line and the way that they're producing at a very high level.
That's true.
We've got some more news and notes. We've got a return to a captaincy for one Oklahoma Sooner. And is there a player that could end up with some postseason honors? We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners. With Robinhood Gold, you don't need a silver spoon to eat up the financial favors of the 1%. Robinhood Gold allows others to get the rates and perks usually reserved for the high society. Now the resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn the very liberal rate of 4.5% APY on uninvested cash and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement boost on an IRA account. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of a high net worth for any net worth. These generous benefits are now available for only $5 per month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Terms apply. For product-specific disclosures, visit Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold, LLC.
Get ready to tackle the NFL action on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. So if you want an opportunity to win, I mean, right now, Oklahoma has shifted heavily into a 2.5-point favor here on FanDuel. So if that's that, I mean, going from, being a dog by 2 to a favorite by 2.5, maybe trying to tell you something, you should jump all over that. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need in the place. Live bets on the NFL and college all in one place. So if you get that hunch in the middle of the game, you can do all of that on the same place that you make your bet. So visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.